Started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, Alchemist. This is Wealth Principle 24. We've been on this journey through wealth principles for the last 24 weeks. The 52 weeks to wealth is designed to double your income and double your net worth. Show of hands if you're still interested in making more money this year. Still looking to bring more in? Excellent. So this journey is not something that we do alone. Obviously, all the money we want is in the hands of other people. So this principle today is the wealth principle of stick-to-itiveness. We're going to talk about the power of stick-to-itiveness as we continue to network to be relentlessly bombarded with haters, with people who disagree with us, with people who cannot see our vision. Show of hands, we've already had people not see your vision. When you say you want to be a millionaire, they laugh, or they're like, why would you want to do that? I don't want to make money. I just want to be comfortable. Show of hands if you got a lot of comfortable people in your family, your sphere, your network. A lot of people, their only goal is to be comfortable. Unfortunately, if you go after comfort, you may miss it. But if you go after a millionaire, there's a good chance you'll be mighty comfortable. Show of hands if that's something you believe in as well. Excellent. So at Alchemist Nation, our mission is to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. The way we do it is through real estate investing. There's no secret about it. Real estate builds 90% of all millionaires. And so if we're going to build a business or a model around this concept, we must choose the easiest, straightest path. There's a lot of people who try to get into crypto, try to get into business, try to get into coaching or AI right now, and they're attempting, or they're getting into stocks, and they're attempting to build wealth. Show of hands if you've heard of those people. Say, well, do you invest in stocks? Do you invest in crypto? Do you do this? Do you do that? Typically, they're not millionaires. Typically, they're not multi-millionaires. Fortunately, my story is I was retired by 30, a millionaire by 32, a multi-millionaire by 34. Now at 37, I've built 24 verified millionaires, which means you can at least listen to me and put it through that filter. You don't have to take the advice that I give you. You don't have to do anything that I say. Just consider that some of the things I'm saying may be different from your operating system, and your operating system could be what's holding you right where you are. So fans, if you believe your brain is what makes you make decisions, the operating system you already have is what makes you get up in the morning, do the things you do. And it's possible that your habits are what's created the life that you've gotten up to this point. So hence we agree that that's true. Habits create results. Excellent. So maybe just consider some of the ideas we're going to talk about today. Now, the power of stick-to-itiveness. This wealth principle is a game changer. It's wealth principle 24 for a reason. The other 23 prior to this set up a plan for you. They set up a path for your success so that you can make more money. The minimum target, by the way, is accredited investors. We want you to earn $250,000 if you're single, $300,000 if you're a married person, and we want your net worth to be $1 million. Show of hands if you're okay with becoming an accredited investor, if that's the path you don't mind being on. Excellent. So every goal, every strategy I give you is going to be filtered through that path. If it's not a six-figure, multi-six-figure goal, I'm not interested in doing it. So if you're not interested in making that kind of level of money, jump off. This is not the call for you. So fans, you're still here, going to stay here, rock and roll. Excellent. Okay. Diving in. The reason stick-to-itiveness is uncommon in most people is it's too tempting to not do something the next day. So the gym, for example, or calling a person and asking them for capital. By the way, I'm not saying capital as in just asking for money, but asking for the opportunity to invest in your deal, a real estate deal that is a good cash flow deal. What about finding the deal, calling the person to find the deal? All of these things are cumbersome, difficult, and painful, which is why most people will never ask somebody who has a piece of real estate, can I buy your house? Can I buy your multifamily? How did you get to where you are? Show of hands if you know there's millionaires in every city across the country. In fact, in your city right now, there's over 100 millionaires guaranteed if you're in a city that has 100,000 population. And I can guarantee you within 30 minutes of driving to 45 minutes of driving, you have a city like that. Show of hands, that's true for you too? Everybody's got a city with 100,000 population. So if there's 100,000 population, 1% of that population is a millionaire. In fact, likely 5% of that population is a millionaire, which means there's over 5,000 millionaires in that city that's within driving range from you. Show of hands, we now understand that there's a lot of millionaires right with us. Now, I teach in the Recession Proof Challenge how to find them. And yet, I've taught over 260 people very specifically how to find 100 millionaires in their market. And of the 260 people who come through that challenge, not a single person has sent 100 texts to 100 millionaires. Show of hands if you understand there's a problem there. There's a problem. There's a flaw. I recognize what it is. And it's the same flaw I found in a lot of people who want to be successful but have not yet become successful. It is a fear of rejection from another human being who is in their mind at a higher level of status, a perceived higher level of status. Show of hands if you've ever been intimidated by somebody who is dressed better, had a nicer car, had a bigger house, had bigger muscles, had a better body, had a better boyfriend, had a better girlfriend. Show of hands if you've ever been intimidated by somebody with any of that status, right? I remember the first time I met Michael Schein. Michael Schein was dressed in a suit and he was an attorney. So I'm like, oh my God, he must be better than me. In my mind, I literally was like, he's better than me. I'm going to ignore him. I'm going to avoid that guy. No way will I ever be friends with a power attorney who dresses in a suit. Who does he think he is? Some sort of better guy? And then accidentally, he and I were the last ones in the room at this networking event in Rhode Island. And it was like, I was a closer, and it turns out this motherfucker's a closer too. So we already had something in common. And we were like, at the end, like we both basically avoid each other the whole time because we're both intimidated by each other. He was interested in what I had done. I had accomplished quite a bit in the real estate investing space, and he wanted to get in. And he'd accomplished quite a bit in the helping other people space, in the real estate, building millionaire space. He's done a lot of closings. And so as we got to get to know each other, we realized we're both just human beings with the desire to help each other and help others. And then Mike became a coach in Alchemist Nation. He's helped us build a lot of people. Let's give him a big round of applause. He's a multi-millionaire, multi-millionaire, and he serves from the heart. He loves helping people. So we call him the holistic attorney. He's also the keeper of the books. He'll be talking about today's book of the week, which is tied into this principle of stick-to-itiveness. One of the challenges that humans have is they get ideas. They think it's a great idea. They realize real estate, I'm going to do this. Show of hands if you know a wholesaler, somebody who got into wholesaling, or maybe even you went into wholesaling. They get into this idea and then they start wholesaling. They realize it sucks, right? Everybody says no. Nobody wants to sell their house to you. There's wholesalers everywhere. And then once you do finally get a deal, you lock something down. Nobody wants to buy it because you locked it down for too much and they can't swing the deal and they can't close. And after a few months, 3 months, 9 months, 6 months of not making any money, most wholesalers get out of the business. Show of hands if we've seen that with wholesalers. Absolutely. It's the same with realtors. I've seen the same thing with the realtor space. They come in, they do one closing for like their brother or their sister or their uncle or their mom, and then they go the rest of the year and they close nothing. And I've seen the same thing with real estate investors. They come into programs, they jump into communities. I've been at the events with them at 10X. They're like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting into real estate. 3 years later, we're still friends. No real estate. What's going on? These people have these great ideas. They're ambitious. They're intelligent. They've done well in other things. What is stopping a person from being successful when they get in front of something like real estate that is essentially a guaranteed, fail-proof way to build wealth? The only way you can ever fail in real estate, as I say the word guaranteed, I'm very cautious with this. The only way you can ever lose money in real estate is if you're forced to sell in a down market, which means you over-leveraged. If you over-leverage or you're forced to sell in down market, let's say death, divorce, disease, drugs, or denial, any one of those five could force you to sell in down market, which means never sell your real estate and you can never lose money. Show of hands if that makes sense. As long as, one more caveat, as long as you bought cash flowing real estate. I do not teach how to buy land. I do not teach how to buy shit properties. I only teach and I only discuss and I only encourage buying things that cash flow. Show of hands if you understand. You can make money in other ways, but that's not what I believe in. It's not what I teach. It's not what's made me successful. It's not what has made 90% of millionaires successful. Rental property is what has made us successful. So why do people not stick to things that are obviously good for them? Show of hands if you know a couple of reasons. You can think of a few things. Drop them in the chat. And if you're on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, drop it in the chat. Why do you think a person would not do a thing that's so obviously good for them? Especially when they've got all the support and all the help and all the resources. And there's thousands of books on the subject on how to buy houses with no money. There's thousands of books on property management. You got the whole website of Bigger Pockets with 2 million users who are out there typing away ideas on how to invest in real estate. You've got realtors. There's 2 million realtors on this country alone, just in America, who are ready to help you close on real estate deals. There's hundreds of thousands, probably millions, of financial planners who are ready to help you get the money from other people, ready to help you do the 2 or 3K loans and the, not 2 or 3K loans, the infinite banking stuff and shift your finances around. Like there's so many of them out there. Attorneys ready to give free advice, ready to help you close. Why don't people buy real estate? Property managers ready to take all the work off of your plate. Drop it in the chat. Why do you think people don't buy real estate when it's obviously the easiest path to make money? As you're thinking about this, I'm going to talk about the the process of stick-to-itiveness, what you can actually do, some action steps that you can take into place. And I'm going to have Doug do an exercise with us to implement some of those action steps right here in this call. Doug, if you don't know who he is the man, the myth, the legend behind the maximizing programs at Revolutionary Growth. And him and his wife have created some seriously powerful mindset trainings to help people get out of their own way. So one of the reasons that we use Doug to create these exercises is because he's an experiential trainer. He trained with Tony Robbins and then taught for Tony Robbins for 3 years as one of Tony Robbins' top coaches. So he understands how to do this experiential stuff. Show of hands if you understand. I choose to work with professionals. I always work with the best, if you know what I'm saying, if you know what I mean. So one of the challenges with stick-to-itiveness is, one, a person doesn't have a clear vision of where they're going. This indecision, this indecisiveness, this bouncing around all over the place will create the inability to stick to it. And by the way, stick-to-it-iveness is a word in the dictionary. I plan on writing the book on the subject because it is something that is so passionate to me. I'm not that smart, right? I mean, now I am, but I wasn't smart when I was getting rich. And the reason that I got successful was because I just kept going towards a ridiculous goal. So step one, a goal. Step one, clear goal, must be done. This is an action step. Write it down. This is something you're going to be doing this weekend. Step two, commit to the process. You must be committed, which means usually you got to bring in some accountability partners. I know that each one of you are the reason I show up to this call today, because I was at the gym, pushing leg day, 153 days of leg day officially today. And I was a little late to coming to this call, but I thought of each one of your faces and I said, you know what? If I don't show up, they're going to show up anyway. So I better be there with a plan, with something to say. Number three, derive a plan. So number one is goal, set a goal. Number two is commit to the process. Number three is derive a plan. You must derive a plan to get to your goal. The plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be something with steps that you can start taking. Right? Steps that you can start taking. So write this down as just one of the things that is necessary. And I know while I'm talking about this, Doug is building up his exercise for you. So this is something you're going to be implementing today, just like we do every week. Every week we implement an exercise. Show of hands if that's valuable, because we're not just training, we're actually doing it. We're not just learning, because learning, education for the sake of it, is just going to create analysis paralysis and more not doing shit. And we're not going to accept that as a community. As a community, we're building leaders so that leaders can go out and serve others, right? That mission to build millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires is at the core of what we do. So as you're thinking about this, think of a plan, right? Write down that you must have a plan. Step three to stick to it, and this is an actual plan that you can stick to. Number four, let go of the need to feel like it. Let go of the need to feel like it. I know that a lot of yogis and doctors will say, well, you got to listen to your body. I'm going to give you what rich people do. This is rich people advice, not doctor advice. So you may have a medical condition that you have to listen to your doctor on. And this is not spiritual yogi advice. This is make yourself so confident and so rich that your spirit feels good advice. Don't give a fuck what your body or your mind says. Don't worry about feeling good. That's not necessary for success. What is necessary for success is doing it, is taking action. Show of hands if we understand that's what makes a person successful, is doing. Excellent. Very wise room. So as you're writing this down, I want you to be very cautious with that thing that happens where you're like, I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't care. I don't feel like calling. I'm not in a social mood today. I'm never in a social mood. Show of hands if you've met me out in person, though. You've met me at an event. Yeah. I don't wake up social. I don't go to bed social. I don't midday feel social ever. I never, ever have woken up and said, you know what I want? To be surrounded fucking people. I've never had that emotion. That's never crossed my mind. But there are a lot of people in Alchemist Nation who are like that. And so it's important that I can do that with my friends, right? So yeah, show of hands if you are extrovert. You like being around people. You love people. There's a lot of money out there. There's a lot. Yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. You are more inclined to do what successful people do, which is connect with other people. So you don't have to feel it. You don't have to feel like it. And then for some of those high, interactive people, sometimes it is the plan. Sometimes it is the spreadsheet. Sometimes it is the numbers. Sometimes it is sitting down and documenting some shit that just you have to stick to in order to make it successful. And sometimes you're not going to feel like doing that. So fans, if you know what I'm talking about, I'll be real. I don't like creative writing. I mean, yeah, I'm a writer, right? Written 3 books. I write blogs all the time. I deplore creative writing. It takes me hours to get my mind set into doing it. I don't like recording videos, but it takes me, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, hours to prep and prepare to do a video. And yet, when I do them, good results come out of it. So sometimes, it's not about how I feel. Dorina knows. Dorina and I, when we first started dating, she's like, "Are you bipolar? Like what is going on? Like, why are you yelling at me? You said we have to do a video. I'm holding you accountable to do a video." And I'm like, "I don't want to do it." And then the video gets done, and because she holds me accountable. So fans, if you got to have people in your life who will hold you accountable, whether or not you feel like it. Absolutely. That's what a real friend does. That's what somebody who really cares about you does. Number 5, just get on with it. We have a principle within Alchemist Nation, within our core community, with our core company and organization. I like that word better. Within the organization. And it says, if it can be done in 5 minutes, just do it. Do it now. And that just get it done mentality has saved us so much time, so much stress, and so much anxiety up in our minds. So fans, if you're holding on to things in your brain, things that need to get done, that are just like, they start piling up. I had this exercise once with my business partner, Ron, and he had almost 105 tasks. So like, Ron's not like me. And he's probably not like you. So a lot of us will just have these things up here in our brains. Like, oh, that's the thing I got to do. That's the thing I got to do. Ron documents all the things he has to do. Even 2-minute, 5-minute tasks. So just somebody says something, he writes it down. It goes into his notes. And before you know it, his notes are tremendous. And so about once a month or once every 2 months, he and I will sit down as friends, and I'll go and clear out all the shit that just never got done. Because it bogs him down. And it's emotional. And he's like, I got so many things to do. But he's not getting the amount done that he could do. Show fans if you feel like you probably have that same problem. Write it down on a list. It really helps. Just get it done. Number 6, tell people or not. Dependent upon what your goals are, you may have to start telling everybody about them. If you have a good network of people around you, if your friends are not good, if they're not good people, if they're not motivated, if they're not driven, if they're not looking to get to that next level, don't tell them anything. Because there's a good chance they're going to tell you not to do it. And I don't know personally your mental space. I don't know if you can handle that. I don't know if you can handle that level of rejection from your family, from your friends, from the people close to you, from your employer or your employees or the people you work with. I don't know yet if you can handle that sort of rejection. If you say, I want to build $1 billion empire of real estate with my community, which, by the way, I'm going to tell you because I feel more comfortable with it now. That's my goal for Alchemist Nation, is to buy $1 billion worth of real estate in the next 5 years with this community, not just for myself. I want to invest with this community, which is good because I'm building you into millionaires. So you'll have the money to invest and the knowledge to find deals and the deals to bring to the table. So fans, if that makes sense, it's a long-term play. I used to keep it to myself. I was thinking about it today at the gym. I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, what? Just build them a little at a time, then I'll drop it on them 5 years from now? Fuck that. If I tell you now, I trust you enough to still want to go on this mission with me and make a lot of money. In fact, I think that knowing where I'm going is going to help you stay on track with me. Show of hands if that is true for you. I should have said it sooner, right? I want to own real estate with the people I care about the most, the people who are building millionaires, which is what this whole 100 millionaires originally was about. I just never talked about it because I felt like it was too big to talk about. And then I realized Wealth Principle 24 is stick-to-it-iveness. And Elon Musk has not gone to Mars yet. Joe fans, if you know, he's been talking about it for 21 fucking years. Motherfucker has raised billions of dollars. Elon Musk, billions of dollars raised over the last 21 years from the federal government, NASA. He's got NASA contracts. He's got Russia contracts. He's got European contracts, right? Dude's got all the countries that have ever gone into space are signing contracts with Elon fucking Musk. And the dude has not gone to Mars. Show hands if you understand. He set a goal and he hasn't done it. Has not accomplished it. He hasn't even been to the moon yet. All he did, really, that is super cool, by the way, is he threw a roadster into space, and now he launches rockets every 3 days, and he puts satellites into space. He has put more satellites in space than any other company on this planet. But he has not hit his primary goal, which is to go to Mars, to put human beings on Mars. Show of hands if you understand your goal may be big, but if it's a good goal, you should share it. If it's something you're passionate about, something you want to do, you should share it. So tell people, if they're the right people. If you are afraid of what somebody might say, don't tell that person. Go tell somebody you trust. Start within Alchemist Nation. That's why at the beginning of this call, everybody who's in the mentorship program, I said, drop it in the chat. What are your goals? What's your goal for this year? Share it with us because we want to help you get there. Number 7. When I say get started, I mean get started now with a small goal, a small thing. Step 3 was to build your plan. Step 7 is to get started on the first little baby step. The first little step of whatever it is. If it is wake up 20 minutes earlier, make that the thing that you do. 20 minutes earlier to start building your plan. If that's the only thing you can come up with today is you need time to build your plan, wake up 20 minutes earlier. Show of hands if you understand. Just get started, right? Get started on it with something small and make sure it's something you can do every single day. When I wanted to, okay, here's an example. Building a $1 billion empire of real estate. Show of hands if you'd like to know what my small plan is. Step 1, 52 weeks to wealth. Get everybody together with the most valuable program I could come up with. Step 2, build a mentorship program and help them become millionaires. Step 3, recruit people smarter than me to help me build that program. And then step 3, as we've continued, I'm on many steps. It's been 4 years now. We're in fourth year. I started bringing in a team of people to be shareholders. I brought in a team of people to be the board of directors. I got Stephen Beaver on. I've got Doug McGurk. I've got Frank Montero. I've brought in business partners. I've got Mitch Jorsky. I got coaches, Mike Shine. Leaders. There's a bunch of leaders on the call. Gary Akers coming to the top of my mind because he's just pushing so hard. Brian Schilling running our sales team, our team builders. You've got to just do something, right? It started with, first thing, it was every Saturday I will commit to training. That was my first idea. Every Saturday I'm just going to commit to a training. And it slowly started developing into opportunities. Show of hands if you understand, you probably got one thing you could do right now. Just get started. Excellent. Number 8, reward yourself. You must reward yourself at every single level. When I go to the gym, I reward myself with a protein shake. That is my reward. Every single day that I've gone to leg day, I get myself a protein shake. It is a $12 to $13 little bonus, little surprise. That is not a surprise, but it's exciting to me. And still exciting to me. Sometimes I mix up the flavors. But because I went to the gym, I feel good. And it also allows me to create content. Show of hands if you watched one of those videos where I'm working out and I'm posting about it. Thank goodness for the gym, because it gives me an opportunity to talk about what we're doing in Alchemist Nation, how I build millionaires. The process is getting more cleaned up. If you haven't seen it recently, you're going to see it in the next couple of weeks. We'll be dropping it out. It is bigger than I thought it was. It takes 7 full pages on a Word document, the whole entire process, but I will show you very quickly what that Word document looks like. And you can take screenshots, or if you ask, I may send it out to select people within the community. Show of hands if that's exciting. All right, if you can see the screen, we primarily focus on buying real estate to cash flows to get rich, and our millionaire building process with the world, people who share our millionaire building process with the world. Our success is measured by the number of accredited investors we are able to build, maintain, and support within Alchemist Nation as members who are sharing our services with everyone they meet. We use the right knowledge, the right network, and the right accountability. The most current version of the millionaire making process includes Your Millionaire Path, which is a system online. You go into yourmillionairepath.com and put your information in, it puts out a report. The full year of virtual calls, 52 weeks to wealth, the monthly networking events, which let's give a round of applause for all of our leaders who are running networking events. The local trusted team coming soon. This replaces our celebrity coaches because celebrity coaches are only available across the nation. The local trusted team will be able to do it at the local level. The landlord connecting automation, which we're building through Alchemist Connect, is coming. And then your investor personality test coming back. These are components. The real estate investment strategy we use, 20% discount. The wealth stacking strategy we use, the names on deed strategy, our trusted team. Wealth stacking includes the pyramiding or return on equity evaluation. So depending on where you're at, we have to do both. Then there's the trusted team. There's the Millionaire Journey, the Facebook groups, I Build Millionaires, the website, the mentorship program, the Millionaire Maker program, which Stephen Beaver is working diligently on, the trusted team, which our team builders are working diligently on, the 100 Millionaires Challenge, which is just a rebrand of the Recession Proof Challenge, and finally, the Summit and Mastery programs, which are continuously improving. There's obviously the 7 steps to names on deeds. And here's what we had in the mentorship, which we're adding back into the program and bringing back the foundational 5 books, the foundational 5, which everybody who has been through our original mentorship program has read. The Summit, the reason I mentioned the Summit right now is because Darina told me tickets are going up. Ticket prices are no longer going to be at the early bird special. So for everybody who is going to be at the Summit, if you have not already purchased your ticket, get your ticket now because prices go up next Saturday at midnight. I asked Darina to let me know what the prices are today. You can find out by going to 100 Millionaires Summit, and she has on my page what they are going to be. So let me take you there myself. And that is 100mmsummit.com. is the redirect page that ends up taking you to Alchemist Nation Summit 2023. When you get there, you'll see we have 152 days left, which is cool because today was like day 153. And once you, Ron, where are the prices? How do I find the price on these tickets? I got to push something. Is there a button I can push somewhere?
Yes, you're going to sign me up, or I
gotta sign up at the top. Got it. Ron, can we get buttons throughout this landing page, or mark buttons all the way down? So fill in, email, that one. So these are the early bird special, which ends in less than 7. It's about 7 days. So it ends at midnight. So price right now for the general ticket is $247. Price right now for the executive ticket is $997. And price right now for the VIPs is $2,500. These are going to be $697 for the general tickets, $2,500 for the executive tickets, and $5,000 for the VIP tickets. So for everybody who's smart enough to go and get tickets now, congratulations. That made a lot of sense. Give yourselves a big round of applause. And for everybody who's holding out, I apologize. Nothing I can do about it. As we start wrapping up, I got to make sure that my sales team can make money, so I can no longer sell at the early bird special prices because now I've got to pay a commission to the sales team. Show of hands if that makes sense. My salespeople got to make money. That's right. I like to pay my people. And one of the cool things for our trusted team members, we are currently looking for the 12 trusted team members in each market. So if you are a trusted team member or would like to be, we will throw in an executive ticket as a bonus. And that is a gift to you because we expect you to show up and serve the community and make a lot of money with us. Show of hands, if you know we build millionaires, we get paid for building millionaires. That's how it works. So the trusted team gets paid for building millionaires. Doug McGurk has been with us for a long time. He is the king of experiential training. And before I bring Doug on and we do our exercise, Michael Shine, can you quickly, actually, let's do the book of the week right after Doug, because Doug does have a thing to do. So
I was ready.
Let's give Doug McGurk a big round of applause. Some experiential training for stick-to-itiveness.
Well, hey, Walter, could you turn on, make me a co-host so I can share some audio when
done and done.
All right. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Just go to okay. So Walter, you pretty much, the exercise I was going to do is very similar to what you shared, right? Getting clear about your goals and then breaking it down into chunks. Your labeling was about just getting into smaller pieces so that you could, obviously achieve some of these goals. An accountability partner. You didn't spend a whole lot of time on that, but one of the things I would recommend is by the end of this call, if you're committed, You've got your old chat window. You've got some friends here. Maybe set up an accountability partner that you can share those goals and break it down to like maybe a quarter. Maybe let's not worry about the whole year. Or if you do have a year, chunk it down so you could measure each quarter, each month, right? So you could have a sheet that Walter just shared with you, all of those things, right? Those are broken down in executable tasks. Now, the other thing, which we're going to go into a little bit, is the visualization. I know Mike Shine talked about that earlier, and visualization is so key, and it's such an overrated or underrated experience. So really start to put a picture together, a vision. What would that look like? What would that sound like? Because our brain, especially now, because of all the craziness, can we all agree there's a lot of craziness in the world going on? Like, it's not hyperbole. There's stuff going on. And even if you don't see it, Mike, other people do. So you are battling against both. We could put on those blinders, the rose-colored glasses, all we want, but other people don't. So we need to recognize that there is going to be new levels of pushback, which means we need a stronger vision, right? Those without a vision will perish. And that's because without that, we are not able to have where we're going to be headed to. And then we get thrown, squirrel, right? We'll get thrown off easily because we don't have something to bring us back on task. And then that declaration of your commitment. So one of the ways that we can do that is also our declaration of who we are. And those are in the form of like affirmations or affirmations, where we're having that ability to overpower whatever that internal voice comes in, or whatever people are saying on the outside. Oh, the market is tough. There's challenges. There's whatever. And you have, Mike showed his blinders, right? Well, those blinders internally is your internal voice. So what are the affirmations? What are the things that you are able to drown out the exterior noise that comes in? That's why the book of the week is so important. That's why I saw in the chat Mike sharing that, he still listens to, the World's Greatest Secret and the Science to Getting Rich and all these things. These overpower all the external noise that's going on. And then Walter touched upon that celebration, right? Celebrating your success. And that doesn't mean going out and buying a Lambo. It could mean getting a protein shake, right? What is it for you that is going to represent the success, represent the achieving that goal that you were so focused on? And it is those small ones, right? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you don't celebrate your small successes, we will miss out on celebrating those bigger ones because we're like, well, that's what I should have done anyway. So this is where we build that momentum. Making sense? All right. So here's what I thought I'd do. As Walter was working, I just got inspired to put together a quick hypnosis little session. And by the way, it's pretty much done, but I have a few more that I'm adding to it. But the hypnosis program is all of them are pretty much up. I finished up another one last night. And I think there's 2 or 3 more to go, but it's going to be more than I thought it was going to be. It was going to be like 12, and I think it'll end up being 15 or 16 different sessions. So it's really touching in on all of that. So good or good. All right. So what I'll ask you to do is, let's see if I'm hearing this. Yeah. Okay. Let me turn the volume down. Is to close your eyes. Can you hear the music? Is it too loud? And you can hear my voice? All right. So as you close your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath in. Exhale and relax. That's right. And as you find a comfortable position and listen to the sound of my voice, you might notice how the air feels around you. Or perhaps the support beneath you, grounding you, giving you a solid foundation. much like the foundation of a well-built property. And as you breathe in and out, allow yourself to relax and enter a state of receptivity, openness. You might find yourself remembering, even as you listen now, that the path to achieving great things begins with a single step. It starts with a clear vision of what you want. Imagine now what it is that you truly desire in your real estate investing career over the next quarter, the next 6 months, the next year, and beyond. But let it be clear, vivid, tangible, so you can see it, you can feel it, you can touch it, can't you? Now, imagine breaking this goal down into small, achievable tasks, like the bricks that build a house. Each task leads to the next, creating a clear path to your desired outcome. Each task is specific, manageable, like the hour hand on a clock, marking time, marking progress. And it's wonderful, isn't it? How easily the path becomes clear when broken down into manageable steps. As you continue to relax and let these images become clearer, feel the sensation of partnership, of support. An accountability partner or accountability buddy is like a sturdy beam in the building, providing support, keeping you on track. You can feel the strength that comes from shared goals, from shared visions, can't you? Now, take a moment and visualize your success. Imagine each task being completed consistently, each obstacle easily overcome, each success leading to the next until you've reached your goal. You can feel the satisfaction that comes with achievement, can't you? Now, in your mind's eye, see yourself, feel yourself, hear yourself stating your goal clearly, outlining your plan. Feel the confidence as you share your path to success. It's powerful, isn't it, to declare your commitment. And as you connect even more to your higher power, to God, say these affirmations aloud or to yourself. Every step I take is bringing me closer to my real estate investment goals. I am committed, focused, and consistent in achieving them. I am a successful real estate investor. I make smart, informed decisions that lead to growth and prosperity. And you might ask yourself, why is it so easy for me to stay focused and consistent in reaching my real estate investment goals? Why Why am I so successful in making smart decisions that lead to wealth and prosperity in my real estate investments? And finally, imagine celebrating your progress, acknowledging every step forward. Each achievement, no matter how small, is a cause for celebration, isn't it? Like the placement of each brick in a building, each one significant, each one bringing you closer to your goal. This is stick-to-itiveness. And as you awaken from this session, you might find that you're filled with a renewed sense of purpose, clarity, and determination. And each step you take, you're going to feel more comfortable, more natural, like a familiar path you've walked many times, because you are now on your path to success. And isn't it wonderful to know that you have the tools, the plan, and the commitment to achieve your goals?
Let's give Doug
All
McGurk a
right.
big round of applause. Doug, we know you've got to jump. You've got your wife, and you are putting on a training. What was the training again?
I wouldn't really have a name for it. It's just it's a couples group where I don't know if maybe Heidi has a name for it that I'm unaware of. But we're supporting couples that are looking to grow, connect, and be even more connected.
I like it. Let's give Doug one more round of applause. He's out there helping some couples get to that next level in their relationship and in life. We were talking yesterday on the 100 Millionaires podcast that it's the people that you're with, your spouse, that makes a lot of your success. So super important. Michael Shine, we do every week. There's a book of the week. And this week's book is a fun one. It's actually where the name of Alchemist Nation came from. So without further ado, let's give Michael Shine, the keeper of the books, the holistic attorney, the closer, a big round of applause. Mike, what is this week's book of the week?
Thanks, Walter. This week's book is The Alchemist, and it's by Paulo Coelho. And this book means so much to me. My best man actually read parts of it to me at my wedding. That's how important it was. And actually, beyond that, I probably had like 4 copies of this thing, but I bought this one. I have the illustrated Alchemist, which is very cool because there are like color pictures in there. It's so awesome. And it's totally about stick-to-itiveness. It's a fun book because, as Walter's saying, it's a fun book because it's a story. It's a fable. It says the subtitle is a fable about following your dream. But even though you can read this to kids, your kids, or other people's kids, school, whatever, don't take it lightly, because this book has influenced me so much over the years. It's just an amazing story of a journey to find your purpose. And the boy that's the main character, the shepherd, he meets with lots of people who you'll recognize in your life, people that defer their dreams, people who don't ever get their dreams. It's just kind of like The Richest Man in Babylon, using sort of a old-timey story to tell us stuff that that we can use day to day. The Alchemist is just it's like it has a special place in my heart. Maybe that was the reason that when I went to see Walter and he was turning leads into gold, I was like, I gotta hang out with this dude. Even though he was wearing a fedora and a red vest. This book is just so good. I mean, it's just, if you haven't read it, read it, buy it, listen to it. It's just awesome. I just absolutely love The Alchemist. So that's what I got.
Let's give Michael Shine a round of applause. There's a lot of stories in that book. It's a long tale, and it's got a lot of really cool characters. But it was inspiring when my actual assistant, he was our content creator, he helped us do a lot of things in the early Agent Alchemist days, back when we were focused on realtors. And he started calling us, alchemists, and what we were doing, we were building assets that helped other people, give them basically the Midas touch. Everything we touched, turned to gold. Every real estate deal could become a good deal if you put in the right offer. And that was the premise between turning leads into gold, right? We said it, like, there's no relationship that's useless. Like, there's a way to turn every relationship, every person you talk to, into some sort of value. Do you know how to put them into those buckets? Do you know how to nurture those buckets? That's where alchemy comes in. So let's give Michael Shine a big round of applause. He's been on this journey with us for the last 4 years. He helped me decide which books go to which principles. After I found those principles out in the Vegas desert, I brought them back and I said, Mike, we need books to apply, because millionaires read 52 books a year, and top CEOs read 50 to 60 books, and the average person only reads 1 book a year. So if you want a 52-to-1 advantage, read more books than the average person. Read a book a week. And that's what we do in Alchemist Nation. It's been extremely resourceful and helpful for building millionaires. Every single week, we get to my favorite part. And my favorite part really is you. It is getting to know what's going on in your world, your questions, and seeing what we can do to solve them. And sometimes you have great stories that apply to the wealth principle. So I like to share and hear more about those. So I'm going to kill this live stream. So these questions are just for the folks who are here in the Zoom. And for everybody out in Facebook, go to ibuildmillionaires.com and you can register to hang with us next week for Wealth Principle 25, which is the power of outsourcing. And if you want a head start on the book of the week next week, it is A Whole New Mind. Next week's book is A Whole New Mind, and it is a very powerful book. It was written by Daniel H. Pink, and it's the power of outsourcing. That being said, I will see each one of you next week.